He's a leader, and I'm a veteran, and I can't stand a punk president backing down, letting China, all these other countries take advantage of us. And then,
Which president's doing that?
excuse me,
Which president is doing that?
Biden, President Biden. So like I'm about America strong. So this right here, all these people here, they letting all these immigrants here, these murders and everything. This is, I got to think about my grandkids, my kids. And so, that's why I'm with Trump right now.
Let me ask you just quickly about the importance of the issue of immigration to you and how important that is to your vote in this election.
It's a checks and balances. It helps them. To be an illegal immigrant here, it holds you down. You don't get a job because you're scared. You don't get health care because you're scared. So we have to have accountability. It's not being punitive. It's not being racist. It's giving them the best opportunity they have. You send someone to a country and they have to hide. We have to have checks and balances. We have to have a census. We can't overpopulation in a country is a horrible thing. There has to be protocol. That's not being anti-immigrant at all.
I'm not saying you are. Do you support what the Biden administration has done recently, the steps they've taken to say we're going to close the border entirely when there are too many crossings that are illegal?
I don't
Yeah. Do you support that? All of a sudden, they want to close the border after it's been overran the entire Biden administration. Welcome back, warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. So today I've got some MAGA people, and actually it's the Young Turks. You see the little microphone with TYT, and they're interviewing MAGA Republicans, people who are pro-Donald Trump, getting their take. And I admire the Young Turks for that because, they're clefty lefties. But, everybody can't be conservative and common sense people. You can't expect that from everybody. But I do appreciate the fact that they are going and interviewing people whose positions are going to clearly be different from theirs. But before we get back into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. On my way to 40,000 subscribers, I ask you to watch the video all the way to the end. And also visit childlightcandles.com. This is a Christian and veteran-owned company. They make the best candles. 25% of their profits go to veterans and their families, but please input the discount code LindaB.
believe anything the Biden administration has done. I am friends with Dan Crenshaw. I know him. He's a distant relative. He's done nothing to check on those people. The people that have come into this border, they're treated like animals. It's disgusting. It's all propaganda to get votes for him. He's a disgusting human being.
The president is, you're saying?
President Biden is disgusting. Hi, President Biden. You're the most disgusting animal in the world. He's brought them here in squalor, absolutely horrific conditions, and he wants their vote. That's all he wants, just like the black.
She was about to say something about the black people. This is interesting of what she's saying, that the conditions of the immigrants are in absolute squalor, horrible conditions, and they have to hide. That's not what I've been getting these past few months. I've been getting that they've been put in the best hotels, putting them up in schools, making sure they have housing, getting resources, getting debit cards, and all of that. So that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that they're getting treated well. She's saying something different than what I've been hearing and getting reports on. So you all tell me what you think. It's probably pretty certain that not every illegal immigrant is getting treated well, because there's so many of them. I've heard reports that say 10 to 11 million. 10 to 11 million since Joe Biden has been president. That's a lot of people. That is more than the city of New York City. That is a lot. And she's getting into, and she said it's because of votes. She was getting into black people.
But he is enslaving the black people by telling them that they're being held down. They believe it. It's disgusting. You should go to hell.
We got to get Biden out.
Why?
Why? Because he's got dementia. He has no idea what he's doing. He's bringing all these people over from other countries that are destroying our country.
So he's bringing them over, you're saying?
Yeah, he's bringing them all over. And it's ridiculous.
In what way? Can you be specific about that?
They're coming through the border because the border's not protected like Trump did it.
Immigration. How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's a very, very touchy topic. Only because, me personally, I like immigrants. I feel like a lot of people that come into this country are immigrants, and a lot of them do good. Like, I mean, a lot of people.
What do you think of Trump's policy on immigration?
Back in 2020, when back in I believe it was 2016 when he first got in office, he like signed a bill and ICE was kicking in doors. I feel like I like that. I feel like if you're going to target the ones that's here illegally, that's doing the wrong, and stuff like that, then yeah, I feel like his policy is better.
What about the Muslim ban?
Say that one more time.
The Muslim ban.
That's crazy because I have a Muslim sister, so I feel like.
What does she know you're voting for Trump?
Yeah, she does. And my mom.
So his sister and mom are voting for, well, they're probably demon rats. I shouldn't say that. They're Democrats. I'm not going to call people who vote Democrat demon rats, just the Democrat Party, the politicians. But anyway, this young man said that it's crazy that that Donald Trump had a Muslim ban. But the thing is, Donald Trump was more focused on the Muslim ban because they tend to hate America. You know, you saw what happened 9/11. You see what they did on October 7th of last year. So this is not because people are a different ethnicity, like the propaganda media, left-leaning media likes to swing it and spin it. It's because those countries have a history of hating America, hating Americans, hating Christianity. So they have a history of that. So that's what Donald Trump was looking at. He wasn't looking at, I'm being, just because you're Muslim. No, you're coming from countries that hate America. No, you can't come over here because it makes us Americans less safe. I mean, we would be in danger letting people come from countries that we know hate us, that we know who are probably planning a way to get rid of us because we support Israel. And they don't like Israel. They hate Israel. They want Israel to just fall into the depths of the sea. And then they don't like us for supporting Israel. So, that was out of safety. So I don't want to hear anybody saying, well, he's anti-Muslim. He's anti, he's anti-terrorist. That's what he is. Talking about Donald Trump is anti-terrorist.
And my brother, they're Democrats, so I'm fine with that.
So you cancel the vote out?
Yeah.
But are you worried that you're putting your sister in any kind of peril by supporting this candidate?
No, because it's weird because like we're talking about Muslims, right? And we're talking about Philadelphia Muslims. A lot of like the Muslims here, they garb up for like a couple months and then they're not garbed up. So I feel like she's wishy-washy with it. So no, I'm not putting her in any danger.
Let's go to immigration. I want to talk about that as an issue. Is that a big issue for you in this election?
Yes, it's one of the top issues for me. Trump had immigration under control when he was president, and Biden completely got rid of it, and now our border is a mess, and we have millions of illegal immigrants that should not be here. People are coming across the border now with Biden shirts on, right? They're being told to come here, try to register to vote, and to vote for Biden. That's completely unacceptable to me. Right.
I think we need to focus on our borders. I mean, it's like a Trojan horse. We have so many illegals in here. It's just a matter of time, before we're sitting ducks.
The Biden administration recently said we're closing the borders when, let me finish, when the numbers, the crossings get to a certain number. And that's, actually an airtight closing of the borders. And they've also recently said that if you're here illegally, but you're married to an American citizen, you get a green card after 10 years. Trump is now saying on immigration that if you graduate from college, even if you're illegal, you get citizenship here. If you graduate from college in another country and you come here, you get citizenship. How do you feel about both of their positions on immigration?
I have not heard that. And I think for it should have been closed immediately. Once we see all these murders, all the numbers, all the squatting, it's you got to stop the bleeding. He says he's going to stop, but he doesn't close it. And that's just more days, more numbers, people that leave us vulnerable as a nation. You know, there's been Americans that have died for this freedom, you know, and no, it's not being, our borders need to be closed.
What would you like?
And see, that's the thing. I want to go back to the previous guy before this lady. And, you know, the reporter asked him, do you think that you're putting your sister in danger because she's a Muslim because of the ban? Donald Trump is not going to hurt an American Muslim. She's not in any danger. See, that's the ridiculousness of the left, the clefty lefties. There is no danger to any American Muslim born and raised in this country, or any, you know, there's just no danger to them. It's just him protecting us from countries that have a history of hating us. So squash that. And the border should have been secured a long time ago. And making people into voters, that's been the whole plan all along. Because I'm telling you, Democrats, they do whatever. They don't have a moral compass on what they need to do to win. They do certain things they deal every 4 years. They try to find a way to deal. You know what I'm saying? Like last time. And then they get these people crossing the border and making them into voters. And they come across with Biden shirts on. Don't know how true that is, but one of the men said that they are coming across the border with Biden shirts on. You'll do whatever it takes. I'm telling you.
I'd like to see Trump do on day one if he is reelected?
Immediately close the borders.
So do you oppose the initiative to give citizenship or green cards to the spouses, illegal immigrants who marry to U.S. citizens?
If they are illegal, they shouldn't be here. Neither should their partner.
Even after 10 years, if they're married to, no, for example, let's say I meet a woman from Argentina who's here illegally. She marries me. I'm an American citizen. After 10 years, she gets a green card.
Why would you go about the right way while she's here?
Well, who's to say she isn't? I'm just saying that this is.
Why wait 10 years when you can get it done sooner?
But you know.
Paperwork. Do it the right way.
And what about the administration closing the border, which.
Biden is about time. They went back on his word and supported what he went against with Trump.
Are you? Does that sort of make you think, okay, Biden's okay because he's doing what we wanted him to do?
Well, he's starting to see the problem in America. He finally opened his eyes. I mean, it's there. We all see it. It's not hidden.
Yeah. And is there anything Trump could do to lose your support?
No, because it's so freaking bad out there. You know, wide open borders, letting all these murders in. You know, I believe we're going to get a terrorist attack on our own land.
But, you know, the president and his administration, anyway, have closed the borders when the illegal crossings get to a certain number, which is no president has done that before.
Well,
why should it have gotten to a certain number? You mean that certain number being 10 to 11 million? Oh, now we got to shut the border. Now that we've let the number that we need to try to deal this year, we need to try to deal the election. So we've got the number that we need so we can deal. You know what I'm trying to say? Now we want to close the border. That's a bunch of hogwash. Biden administration, y'all are full of it. Sugar, honey, iced tea, you're full of it.
Never been open. Should have never signed everything when he first got into office and let everybody come in. You know what I mean? Now you're going to sign a paper that says you're going to close the border now. Well, it's way past it. You know what I mean? You got all these people way past. Too late, Joey.
And what about legally? Is there anything Trump could do that would lose your support? I mean, the felony didn't, the conviction didn't, but is there anything you could...
He came big timer, you know what I mean? Millionaire, billionaire, whatever. He didn't have to get into politics, but he was tired. And back in the day, in the early 80s, he was talking about it. Didn't want to get involved with it because he knew it was going to be trouble. He's just looking out for our country, and that's it. You know what I mean? These other politicians that's been in there forever, Joe been in there forever. Only bill he signed was to arrest all the black people for crack cocaine. You know what I mean? It's no good.
Yeah, it was the crime bill in the late 90s.
And it wasn't the late 90s. It was the 94 crime bill, more like the mid 90s. But then he was always signing, Jim Crow Joe was always signing that type of legislation. He said he didn't want his children to go to school in a racial jungle. And then he did all these crime bills. And, during the presidential debate between, he had an exchange with Kamala Harris. And she said something about that. And saying she was a little black girl riding the bus or something along those lines. And she becomes the VP. And it's little too late, just like that man said. Why you didn't close the border or leave it the way it was? Didn't have to do anything. But yet you opened it because you knew what you were doing. The demon rats, you were trying to get votes. You don't think we see what you're doing? This was your plan all along. You got the shock of your life when Donald Trump beat the heck, I'm gonna just say it, beat the hell out of Hillary Clinton in 2016 in that election. And she's been sour ever since, coming up with the Russia hoax. And Donald Trump says Russia, Russia, Russia. It was a hoax. And anytime somebody brings up those convictions, he's a convicted felony, 34 counts. That was made up. They trying to do any and everything to pin Donald Trump against the wall. But that's all right. He's still going to be in office. And what y'all going to do? Because we got prayer on our side. What are you going to do then? You just might as well say, you know what? Let's just not make it too obvious that we're actually the demon party. Let's just let him go and get in the office. As long as he doesn't seek retribution. He may or may not. I don't know. But I think Donald Trump is leaning towards not seeking retribution. He said that would be a terrible thing for the country. There was an interview he did with Fox and Friends, and he said that would be a terrible thing for the country. And these people, they're on it. I think they're in New York. I think they are. And they are on it. And they not being swayed by the media. They are looking at facts. The border was more secure. Their lives were easier. And that lady that said that the Democrats, Jim Crow Joe and the Democrats are enslaving Black people, making them feel like victims. Yeah, that's enslavement. I told you the Democrat Party never switched with the Republican Party. They're still doing the same thing. Racial grievances, pitting us against one another, putting all in the media these situations where there's a white police officer that shoots and kills a Black person, but never puts it in the reverse, or when it's two people of the same ethnicity. They're pushing a narrative. They're pushing a narrative. It always, or almost always, is a white police officer shooting and killing an unarmed Black person. And I'm not saying that it was I don't know the details of those situations, but when you look at the stats, the crime stats, that happens with white people where they get shot and killed when they're unarmed by a police officer. They don't put that in the news. They only show it when the officer is white and the victim is Black. Why is that? Oh, I know why. You get Black people all up in a roar, all up in our feelings, running out into the street, tearing stuff up, messing up our own neighborhoods, which isn't smart, getting us emotional, making us all mad and angry at the white man, angry at police officers. And then we find out later some details surrounding that shooting that wasn't what the media portrayed it to be. And then you have to come and arrest more Black people because they messing up and looting buildings and stuff because of the shooting. And that doesn't solve anything. And don't get me started on Black Lives Matter. That con job, a sham, scam, stealing money from folks, living in nice big houses. And if you're going to run this thing where Black Lives Matter, then you should act like Black Lives Matter then and give money to help those who have their neighborhoods are destroyed and people who are going through from their loved ones suffering from a shooting. If you care so much, but the only Black lives they cared about were their own. Okay? So the demon rats, they are awful. They are awful. They are so awful. I mean, I just can't stand them. I cannot stand the Democrat part. Democrat politicians can't stand not one of y'all. And you see Jamal Bowman, how he was acting. Fonnie Willis, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, all of y'all suck. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I just say stuff because I get upset sometimes. But don't forget to thank y'all for watching. I do really appreciate you guys sticking around with me this long. I do ask that you kindly get me 10 subscribers, each of you who are faithful subscribers and faithful watchers. I ask that you get me 10 subscribers, maybe every week or every other week at least. People who not only subscribe, but who watch, like, and comment and share and do all the things, because we need to get the message out. Well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. On my way to 40,000 subscribers. Be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.